afternoon, students. Today we can continue on module 3 on solid waste. We can learn about the characteristics of solid waste in today's lecture class. Before we go into the characteristics, we can just look the scenario of solid waste in India. About 7.2 million tons of hazardous waste are generated every year in India. An addition landfill of 1 square kilometer area is required every year for the dumping of these hazardous waste. Around rupees 1600 crore is needed for the treatment and disposal of these hazardous waste. In addition to this, industries discharge about 150 million tons of high volume low hazard waste every year, which is mostly dumped on open low lying land areas. So these dumping of this waste is a serious issue. Before dumping it into the areas, it should be properly treated, or we should definitely know the characteristics of these waste. Mm, Cities like Bangalore produces around 2000 tons of waste per annum. The ever increasing waste which has put pressure on the hygienic condition of the city. So Bangalore is a very crowded city where about 2000 tons of waste is generated per annum. Hence, the hygienic condition of the city is at a very high risk. Then, a per capita waste generation ranges between zero point 0.2 to zero point 0.6 kilogram. The waste collection efficiency in big cities ranges from 70 to 90%, and in small size towns it is up to 50 to 60%. So these points are just for you to memorize and write an introduction before you start any any essay on solid waste. Moving into the characteristics of solid waste, before we learn the characteristics, or before we go to the treatment of solid waste, definitely we have to know its characteristics, mainly divided into physical characteristics, chemical characteristics, and biological characteristics. Just like what we have learned in the water pollution section, water characteristics we have learned. Similarly, here also we are learning the physical, chemical, and biological characteristics of solid waste. So, first is density. So, the simple definition for density is mass by volume. Mass by volume will give you density, or the mass per unit volume will give you density in kilogram per meter cube. It is a very important thing because the size of the solid waste is an important factor. Lesser the size, lesser the space will be required to dump it, and higher the size, more space will be required for disposal. So, for required for designing a solid waste management program, density is a very important parameter for designing a solid waste management program. That is, before disposal, we have to treat the solid waste, or we have to have an additional treatment of the solid waste. Significant changes in the density occurs as a waste moves from source to disposal site. Density is a critical parameter in the design of sanitary landfill as well as for storage, collection, and transport of waste. The efficient operation of landfill requires compaction of waste to optimum density. So density, mainly it is important for a design of sanitary landfill for the storage, collection and transport of the waste. Moving into the next characteristics is the moisture content. Moisture content is nothing but the ratio of weight of water content in the waste to the total weight of the wet waste. So water content in the waste to total weight of the wet waste. Typical range of moisture content is 20 to 40 percentage, and it varies with the season of the year. So when a moisture content is present, then the waste will be in some sort of liquid form, not fully into a liquid, but still uh, you can see that it will be a liquid form. Moisture increases the weight of the solid waste, and therefore cost of collection and transport increases. Consequently, the waste should be insulated from rain or other extraneous water source. Moisture content is critical determinant in the economic feasibility of a waste treatment by incineration. Incineration means a burning. All of you may have heard the term. During incineration, energy must be supplied for evaporation of water and raising the temperature of vapor. So, moisture content, just have in mind that when moisture content increases, the size of the waste increases, and hence the cost of transport, cost of collection, etc. increases. Third one is the particle size and the size distribution. So particle size means what is the size of the waste. Important consideration is in the recovery of materials, especially with mechanical means. Here we are using two types of mechanical means, that is trommel screens and magnetic separators. Before that, you can see the size of a waste component. It can be defined by one or more of the following. Size can be equal to length, where SC is equal to L, where SC is equal to size of the component in millimeters. Also, there are alternate formulas like SC is equal to L plus W by 2 when uh, the waste is having a length and a width. Then you can use the L plus W by 2. And again, if you have a height, you can use the formula L plus W plus H by 3, or SC is equal to L into W into H the whole raised to 1 by 3, and SC is equal to L into W the whole raised to 1 by 2. These all are the formulas for computing the size of the waste component. You can learn any 2 or 3 formulas. Now this is the materials. One side you can see the magnetic separators colored in orange. You can see a huge machine, that is the magnetic separators, and the other side you can see the trommel screens. Trommel screens, you can see there's a mesh type of structure. Mesh means the size varies. Mesh sizes are different. You can observe that the beginning one is having very fine, then little more the sizes increased, and the third one you can see a big sized mesh. So particles can be separated in that way. Then particle size also influences the waste packing density, and particle size reduction could increase the biogas production through the increased surface area available to degradation by bacteria. Smaller particles allow higher packing density, which decrease water content movement, bacterial movement, and bacterial access to substrate.